cool. Welcome back to the Championship Rounds YouTube channel. It's been a while. We got the main man back by popular demand.
That means nobody fucking asked for me back.
I think the video that we did before, that was the most popular video on the channel. Hit views. I think we're on 100 now, so it's hitting views. But yeah, Sonny's back, and we're just gonna go through current events in MMA, little roundup, what's been going on. I ain't done a video for 2 months, so yeah, it's gonna be good to just catch up. And then we've got the UFC Chandler versus Olivera coming up next week, so I'll probably go into that as well, predictions and stuff like that. But yeah, what are you saying, Sonny? How's it going?
Chilling, man. Not bad. Looking forward to the Billy Joe fight tonight. I reckon he pulls it off. But
you reckon he pulls it off?
I've got a strong feeling, man. I had the same feeling when Fury fought Klitschko the first time. I thought it was an absolute write-off. But yeah, I reckon he either pulls it off or he gets very, very close, I think.
Any bets? Have you put a bet down?
I'm going to put a cheeky bet on Billy Joe decision. But it's tough, man. I don't think he gets given the decision unless he absolutely schools him. I don't think he gets the decision if it's quite close. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, quick question. Is this recording like two screens? Because I just see myself in the corner.
I don't know.
I think I need to switch it to review. That's better, isn't it?
No, I don't know. I just switched mine to gallery view now. But I had speaker view on first.
No, I was just in the corner before. Like that. Like speaker view.
Right, okay.
It's fine.
I think because you're recording it.
Yeah.
It needs to be from YouTube. Start that again, innit?
Yeah.
Start that again.
Do you need to start again from the start?
I don't know, man.
No, just carry on. We can leave it in.
All right, fuck it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you got Billy Joe winning tonight, and by unanimous decision. So how much have you put on?
All right, let's move into the current event. All right. Anyway,
you put a pound though.
I'll put a fucking couple quid on. Nothing big.
No, I like
peanuts for a rich man like you. With all the YouTube ad revenue that you're getting.
We still need to monetize the channel, but yeah. So, okay, cool. Okay. Sonny's more up to date with the current events, so I'm gonna let him lead this one, and then go through his topics, and then I'll just talk a little bit as well. Put in every now and then.
We can cut that little bit out, innit? All right. So, the bit you were just waffling about then, man, about Sonny's gonna fucking lead this, bro. You don't need to say that.
I do.
All right. Anyway, cool. We'll talk about Billy Joe's fight and whatever. We'll talk about the biggest boxing fight of the year that everyone's waiting for to happen, which is obviously Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul.
Yeah.
So it's already been rescheduled once. Not quite sure as to why that ended up happening, but a lot of people thought there wasn't as much interest in the fight the first time round. So therefore it was rescheduled, which is understandable because Floyd, arguably the greatest boxer ever, is fighting a guy with one draw and one loss on his record. So it's hard to get hyped up for this fight.
Yeah. Do you think that how many pay-per-views did Askren and Logan, Jake?
No, Askren and Jake. Yeah. Well, Triller said 1.5, but Dana seemed to say that was bullshit. Yeah. I don't know how truthful they are with the numbers, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't think this fight does anywhere near the same.
Do you think it does 1 million or less? I reckon there's less.
Yeah, I think it does less. I think it's going to perform quite poorly, which basically brings us on to the press conference and how they've tried to turn this fight into something people want to watch. So we all know Logan Paul's an entertainer. Floyd, he just wants to make the most money possible. So he's happy to do anything. So they had their press conference. It was yesterday by the time we're recording this. And in the press conference, it was quite weird. It was an empty stadium. They spoke for about 5 minutes on stage. I always find boxing press conferences fucking weird as well, man. Because it's basically like a stand-up comedy act. It was kind of similar to the structure they had for the Mayweather-McGregor thing. The main points from the press conference, nothing really.
His wife. He's saying he's beat up his wife. You're 50 and 1, something like that.
Yeah. So basically, what was said was Floyd said to Logan, "Oh, I saw what you're doing in Japan. Obviously, the whole suicide forest thing a few years back."
Yeah.
And then Logan obviously retaliated with saying that, "Oh no, you're going to be 51-1 after this fight because the extra one win is because he's already beat his wife," which Floyd just dismissed. He didn't even say anything back to it anyway. But I think they've obviously cleared beforehand that they can speak about this stuff because otherwise he's not going to go there. But I think the main thing that came out of the press conference, which is probably annoying as fuck for Logan, is that Jake ended up stealing the show as well as stealing Mayweather's cap as well.
Yeah.
So afterwards, there's quite a few boxing other platforms that have covered it anyway, but there seemed to be some kind of a little argument. I think Floyd basically said about fighting both brothers at the same time, or on the same night, one after the other. And then Jake Paul, fucking massive troll, comes along and goes, "Got your hat," takes it, runs off, gets fucking swamped by Mayweather's bodyguards.
They didn't do much damage though.
Nah, because
they just
honestly, I just think it has to be staged. Firstly, who gets so pissed off about a hat? It's not even like it's a sick hat. It was like one of his merchandise hats, which he's probably got thousands of.
Yeah.
And realistically, the bodyguards wanted to fuck him up. They would have absolutely bashed him. Yeah. Exactly. So I'll leave that to
our
the
verdict. Yeah. Well, but we think it's staged from our side.
Well, we're talking about it, so it's obviously working. Because, a lot of people reporting on it. I saw Ariel Hawani, he was reporting on it. Loads of boxing platforms reporting on it. So,
but my point with this is like, for a fight, like I feel like for someone to pay for a fight, it has to feel like both could win. Like he has to have a chance. Like, okay, for Jake Paul versus Askren's known as a wrestler, so he can't box. So people want to see, okay, can he can he outbox someone who can't box? You know what I mean? So there was a chance there, but
exactly.
But with this is like the only thing is he's a bigger guy, but what does that really mean against a technical boxer?
That's it. Even with a massive size difference, and there is a massive size difference. Logan looks fucking huge.
Massive, yeah.
Even with that, you're fighting the best boxer.
What do you think about Mayweather's trim, though? I wasn't impressed, to be honest.
Apparently, he's had a hair transplant, didn't it? It looked a bit puby to me.
Yeah, but the thing is, maybe that's why you can't. When you get a hair transplant, you can't. Can you not shave it or something for a bit? Maybe he has to let it grow.
Fuck knows, but wherever he got that, I won't be going to the same place to get one.
Yeah. I don't know, man, but I wasn't impressed with the trim. Maybe do you reckon it'll be all right by fight night?
By fight night, hopefully for him. He's got enough money to sort that fucking shit out. All right, fuck it. Let's move on. So obviously, when was the Masvidal Usman? Last week or the weekend before? Recently, anyway.
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We'll recap over that. We'll talk about that fight and what's next for Masvidal, what's next for Usman. So if you haven't seen it by now, well,
where are you? You don't deserve to be here.
This is a fucking spoiler alert. Masvidal got KO'd.
If you didn't know, by now. If you were saying, maybe they were saving it for like when flights open up, they might want to watch something on the flight, so they saved it. I don't know.
Fuck knows. Anyway, Masvidal got fucking sparked out cold.
Yeah. I was upset, man. I'll be honest with you. I was upset. Like, how come Masvidal gets sparked out? He's the striker. How can he get sparked out?
I think that was the fucking shock factor, really, because no one would have expected it to go down that way.
Nah.
If anything, in my head, I was thinking Usman's going to fucking wrestle him up against the cage.
Yeah, hold him.
And if there is any kind of finish, it's going to probably be from Masvidal fatiguing in the later rounds, TK, stoppage or something. But the way he dropped him, and it's mental because Masvidal has never been dropped in the UFC. Well, he's been dropped. He's never been KO'd. He's never been finished.
Till dropped him. Yeah.
Till dropped him at the beginning of their fight. But it's a tough one for Masvidal now to see where he goes
Where
next.
does he go?
he was speaking on Ariel's show in the week, and he's saying that he still really wants to go for the title, but as long as Usman's holding that title, unfortunately, he's not getting anywhere near it, I think.
But what about, okay, so he's 30, I think he's 37 now. If he puts together, and to be fair, he probably has to take 6 months off from that KO, just like suspension and for his brain or whatever. But I mean, if he wins 2, do you reckon he gets 1 more shot before he's done? Like, say if he beats. Thing is, we don't even know because it depends what happens with Leon, Nate.
I was having a think, and then the only person that could end up projecting him. So if Usman Covington fight, that's the next fight. Dana's basically confirmed that.
Yeah.
But then if Leon wins against Diaz, Leon will be fighting.
Yeah.
Is the winner of that fight. So he still has to wait for that.
Yeah.
I think in the meanwhile, if he does want to fight somebody in the top 10 rankings, I think he should try and get the Wonderboy fight again.
But Wonderboy's matched up with someone.
Who's he matched up against?
Lack of research, man. I know he's. Hold on.
I can have a quick look.
Have a quick look.
It's not going to be someone. It's not going to be at someone in the top 10, is it?
No, I think. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong, but I heard he's matched up with someone.
I can take it.
What about Burns? Why doesn't Masvidal fight Burns? He's free.
Because I think he's very similar to Usman. He's gonna fucking wrestle him to the ground. I don't think he wants that exact fight.
Yeah, but he can't avoid wrestlers because you've got Colby.
Oh shit! No, I've just checked, bro. We need to cut this shit out. Okay, so this is my lack of research. I'll hold my hands up. Yeah. Gilbert Burns and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Oh, great.
It's already scheduled for the 10th of July.
I just said, why didn't he want to fight Burns? He's free. You're like,
yeah. So just ignore everything we just said.
Yeah. But, so them two are matched up now. So that takes it even further out the equation.
Yeah. So
he could fight.
Basically, for Masvidal, I think whoever the loser of Nate versus Leon is, he needs to take that fight next.
Yeah. But will people be excited to see Nate versus Masvidal again? Because they're both coming off losses. There's no bad motherfucker shit anymore. Because they're not really. If they both lose, well, Masvidal's already lost. If Nate loses, and Masvidal dominated him. So,
what about Hamza
versus Masvidal? That would be a good fight. Because that's a big test.
The hype train. Masvidal's there.
Yeah.
Fucking put them together.
Yeah.
I don't even know what happens in that fight, man. It's too early with Hamza. And obviously he's just had COVID. The guy's fucking on the brink of death. We don't even know how he's gonna come back. So did you hear about
Hamza's manager, Ali Abslees, whatever they call him? Whatever Colby
Abdullah Sleaze.
Yeah, whatever Colby calls him. But he was saying that they don't want to put Hamza in there with Nick Diaz because they're gonna end up going jail.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I don't think that fight's good for Nick as his return. We might as well come on to Nick's return. Yeah. We'll come on to it in a bit anyway.
But what about Chiesa? Because I've heard a few analysts say, Chiesa's he's doing really well. Like he needs a fight.
That's potential fight. That is a potential.
Yeah, I mean, lack of research. He might be booked with someone.
He's fighting next week.
Yeah. Let's not say too much.
All right, let's go on to Usman, man. Can anyone beat this motherfucker? Can anyone beat him?
I think Wonderboy is the only one.
Yeah, but won't Wonderboy just get taken down?
I don't know, man. He's got a good takedown defense, and he's awkward. Like, there's no one in the top 5 who fights like Wonderboy. Usman ain't KOing Wonderboy because he won't be able to just do a 1-2 and catch him.
His striking's incredible.
Yeah. So it's just like, all right, if he can take him down, all right, fair play. But he's got a really good takedown defense, and his distance is different to anyone else. And I feel like he just poses a threat that if no one else poses that same threat. I mean, you could say Colby could beat him because he was close to beating him, but Usman's improved a lot since then. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I think the narrative that Covington's come in with as well, at the time when he fought Usman, he was in the top team gym and he wasn't really in a very stable environment. So now moving away from that. He's obviously pushing this narrative. Oh, I've got coaches that care about me now.
Yeah.
Like, he's fucking seems to be loving life now. I saw a couple of his interviews, but I don't know about that fight, man. I just think Usman's just got better and better and better each fight as it's fucking nice. That EPO, man.
Yeah, you know what, we've discussed it before, and it has to be because how can someone be that strong, have that much muscle, and have that great cardio? Like, I don't see how it's possible. Like, Kobe doesn't have that muscle mass, and his cardio is amazing, and that's kind of expected.
Yeah, that's what Joe Rogan always says. That he's got a fucking third lung in it.
Yeah.
But if Usman is completely natural, which obviously he might be, he's fucking specimen.
Yeah. I don't see anyone beating him though. To be like, maybe Wonder Boy, maybe over decision. If Kobe was saying though, he did take a few breaks in that fight because he said he hit him in the nuts or whatever, and he didn't. So, and he took,
so maybe if he kept pushing the pace the whole fight, maybe his gas tank would have emptied. That's true. That could be a possibility.
But what about? Do you think Kobe needs to mix in wrestling? Because apparently he's a better wrestler. Like, he's a D1 guy, and Usman's a D2. I don't know.
Yeah, he needs to fucking show it then, innit, in the fight. Because if he's coming in to just strike with him again, Usman striking, especially working with Trevor Whitman now, he's gone up a level, man. He's obviously he says he's sparring with Gaethje as well. Yeah. Gaethje's like a fucking walking punching bag. He's already taking next level hits off him. So. Yeah, I think if he wants to, he needs to just apply the pressure. If he thinks he's a better wrestler, go out and show us that you're the better wrestler. But if Usman wins against Covington again, and then he beats Edwards, I think we can safely say he's probably he's the greatest welterweight.
Better than GSP.
Yeah, I think
because GSP's lost a few times. Well, Usman's lost I think once, but I don't know. The dominance is it's too dominant, man. And GSP played it safe later in his career, like holding people down. But if he keeps finishing people like his last two, I think that's it, man.
All right, let's move on to. I know you want to fucking talk about this. So you love this topic. The return of Nick Diaz to the UFC, confirmed by Dana White at the press conference.
I love Nick.
He was waiting backstage to obviously speak to Dana about getting a fight sorted. Seeing the pictures coming out from fucking Nick Diaz, looks in incredible shape, shredded.
I don't know how we get shredded so fast. Like, you know what? Forget the Conor McGregor conditioning program. What's it called? McGregor Fast. I want the Diaz conditioning program. That's what we all need to do.
Yeah, you used to fucking just drink a shitload and fucking hit triathlons. That's the Diaz training program.
Drink, smoke, triathlon, and I don't know what else do they do.
Not talk. That's one thing. So in terms of his return, obviously there's talks about feeding him to Khamzat Chimaev, which is fucking stupid idea. Because this guy's he's not fought for 6 years, and you're going to feed him to this young, hungry guy. Who before he got smashed up by fucking COVID was just wanting to fight every other week.
Yeah.
So that's not a good idea. I think for me there's two people that he can have a comeback fight against.
I've got two in mind as well. Go on.
I think Robbie Lawler 2.
Yeah, that was
is one of them.
Yeah,
and then Carlos Condit.
Yeah, that's a good point. So like I had Dan Hardy if he wanted to return because he always
but he's been saying it for ages, man. I don't know.
Either do it or sack it.
Yeah.
Well, he got sacked, didn't he, from UFC?
Yeah, I don't think Dana's gonna want him back. I don't think they've got the best of relationships, unfortunately.
Yeah. But he has been saying it for years, though.
Yeah, I think that Robbie Lawler 2 fight, though, especially how the first fight went. I think that is a good fight. Man.
Yeah. I feel like he needs to just fight legends. Like, he can't come back and fight anyone young or anyone that's being active. He needs to fight like the older guys, like the Condits, the Lawlers. Condit's not even in the rankings. Lawler's 14. But everyone else, I don't know, man. Like, he's not gonna want to fight like a Belal Muhammad or Jeff Neal. He wants He's gonna have maybe 1-2 fights.
Yeah, the game's evolved as well, and I think if he goes in with any of the top 5 guys in the welterweight division, he's gonna get fucking smoked. Unfortunately, obviously you can prove me wrong, but I just think with that amount of time out of the ring, it's too long for anyone, man.
Yeah. And he hasn't been training. We know that. He's been having a good time.
He hasn't been training. He's been focusing on his fucking business endeavors. You messaged me as well. So you tell me a bit about it, man, because I don't really know about his new business that he started. But,
yeah. So we've got Nick Diaz. Is doing a little thing on Adult Strip Network. He's not stripping, but he's teaching.
I was going to sign up as well.
But he's doing he's teaching cam girls self-defense on the network. That's his new business venture. But to be fair to him, if there was anyone that I'd want to teach me street defense, self-defense in the street, it would be Nick Diaz. I can't think of a better guy.
How many spliffs do you reckon he smoked when he come up with that fucking business idea?
Go on his Instagram. I'll probably put it in
chat, isn't it? Strip chat, I think.
Strip chat, yeah. And he's got his nunchucks, and he's doing some stuff with his nunchucks.
Yeah.
But the other thing I don't get about that, why do these girls need self-defense? They're behind the cam anyway.
Yeah, from fucking creepy bastards like you, bro.
Yeah, but the thing they're behind the cam, what do they need defense from? But they're going to start pulling up their nunchucks on screen. Like, come on, then.
Defense from fucking creepy bastards flashing their cocks on screen.
Fuck you, but to be fair though, you know, listen, yeah, if there's any man out there want to mess with cam girls trained by Nick Diaz, I wouldn't try it, because you don't know what this geezer's teaching them. They will fuck you up. Yeah. And they'll be screaming Stockton, motherfucker, while they fuck you up.
No, he's just gonna teach them all the Stockton slaps, man.
Okay. Anything else about Nick Diaz? And the only thing that I was disappointed about was when they put the camera on him in the crowd at Masvidal's fight. He was drinking beer, man, and I thought, come on, man, you like in fight camp now, so look.
He hasn't got a fight yet, so he's not really in fight camp.
Yeah, and he looked a bit confused when the camera went on him as well. He was just like,
what?
He didn't like.
He got a big cheer from the crowd though.
Yeah,
man.
Everyone loves him, man. Everyone actually loves him. Gentleman never tells, as they say.
Right. All right. Let's move on to upcoming events then. So we've got the Chandler versus Olivera card coming up.
Yeah.
Let's discuss. Obviously, Nick Diaz's fight against Leon's now been shifted later on. So, Nate Diaz. Sorry, Nate Diaz's fight's been shifted. So we'll talk about the main event. We'll talk about Chandler versus Olivera for the lightweight bout, and we'll also talk about Tony Ferguson versus Dairush as well. And we'll kind of break those fights down, and then we'll kind of give our predictions as to what's going to happen. So we'll start. Should we start? Let's start off with the Tony fight, and then we'll save the main event till last. So these motherfuckers keep watching.
Yeah, nah. I was just laughing because when you talk about breakdown, I actually have barely any points.
Nah, I've got some points.
We've got Dan Hardy. We've got Dan Hardy on the line. Yeah, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
all right, we'll start with the Tony versus Dairush fight. So Dairush is ranked.
Is it Dairush or Dairush?
Fuck knows. I'm just gonna call him Dairush for the whole thing, man. So
Dairush.
If someone wants to correct me, they can correct me, but I'm gonna call him Dairush, innit?
Yeah, I think it's Dairush to be fair, but yeah, go on.
All right. So Dairush ranked number 9 in the lightweight rankings, and Tony's ranked number 5. But Tony's coming off obviously 2 losses. Last one to Olivera, who's now fighting for the bout, and obviously Gaethje fucking lit him up for 5 rounds and TKO'd him in the final round.
Yeah.
Coming into this fight, it's a bit of an interesting one because I don't think a lot of people heard about Dairush, and neither have I.
Neither to be fair, but
I've watched both of their finishes. Obviously, I'm more up to date with Tony's career, being one of the top lightweights for a long time. But I've gone back and watched some highlights from Dairush, and I think it's going to be quite an interesting matchup. I think for Tony, this is make or break, basically. If he wants to try and climb back up the lightweight rankings, he really needs to win this, or he's going Bellator.
Or PFL.
Yeah, or one championship. Fucking one of them will take you. So, in terms of what we know, what Tony Ferguson brings to a fight, his striking, his relentless pressure. The guy just keeps walking forward the whole fight. I think the last fight was very interesting in terms of the ground game, because we've always associated Tony Ferguson with having this really good ground game, but Olivera completely made it look shit last fight, basically. Also, against Justin Gaethje, he got picked apart, so his striking is not where it used to be when he's fighting high-level opponents. I think for this fight, it's going to come down to striking, because I'm not sure if Dairush is going to be able to take him to the ground, because his takedown defense is pretty good usually. So if you look back on a few of Dairush's highlights, he does like to take people to the ground quite often. He's got a few submissions. He won a submission via armbar against a guy called Dobar.
Dobar's fought Makachev recently.
All right.
Drew Dober.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Did you see that fight?
No, I didn't watch it.
Islam killed him on the ground, but yeah, carry on.
Yeah. So, so maybe he Drew Dober got armbarred in that fight.
Yeah.
We obviously know Tony's susceptible to the armbar. He got put in an armbar and just about saved by the bow against Olivera. But I think it's going to come down to the striking. So I think it's going to be whether Dairush can handle the pressure that Tony's going to put on him. Obviously, if you've been keeping up to date as well, Tony's been now training with Freddie Roach and GSP as well. So those pictures are on Instagram. Yeah. And I think that is a big statement from Tony to say, look, I might be 37, but I'm still trying to improve my striking. I think the Justin Gaethje fight hit him hard, where striking was something that he was known for, and he got absolutely picked apart. So I think his striking, with the 1.5 inch reach advantage that he has, could play a massive part in this fight.
What about Tony in terms of like pulling guard or trying to get the fight to the ground on his part, to try and get the submission on his part? What do you reckon? Would you reckon that would be, or do you reckon he just wants to make a statement and say like, I'm back?
I think because of how the two fights have gone, unanimous decision, losing every round in the last fight, and then obviously the Justin Gaethje one, I think he's going to be out there to prove a point. Yeah. So I think he wants to pick this guy apart, show a bit of the old Tony that we know, like ripping people's face open with elbows. Let's see what other strikes he's got. I don't think he's going to go for a submission. It would be interesting to see if he does, but well, it's going to be an interesting fight.
Yeah. I feel like UFC haven't given him someone that's like, oh, he's just gonna lose, and just they've given him a chance, like a number 9 guy, like he hasn't fought like the greatest of competition, so at least he's got a chance, like to prove he's still there, rather than I don't know, they give him like, I don't know who's the top 5 in the like a Poirier or someone. Obviously he's booked up, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a nice fight for him. But saying that, against Olivera as well, he was a favourite against Olivera, and then he still ended up losing. So I think at his age now, I think it is just one fight at a time. I think Dana, this is basically Dana saying, here's your last chance. Go out, show me that you've still got something at 37 years of age. Yeah. If not, then this probably isn't the level for you anymore. Which is a sad thing, because when he was in his prime, he didn't get that Khabib fight that everyone wanted. And obviously, towards the end of his career, it'd be a complete mismatch now after the current past 2 results. So
he didn't even hold a title though, did he? He held the interim for a bit.
He held the interim. Yeah, he held the interim. But I hope Tony comes through this fight, and I hope he's still got something left in the tank. But
he might end up just being a gatekeeper for the division. Like, if you want to break into the top 5, 6, you've got to beat Ferguson.
Yeah, potentially. But we'll see how that fight goes. Moving on to the main event. So Chandler versus Olivera for the lightweight title, the vacant lightweight title that Khabib Nurmagomedov has vacated. There's mixed opinions within the MMA community about this fight, isn't there? I think that's safe to say.
I think you're talking about, does Chandler deserve this shot? That's it. But the thing is that I think it was offered to Poirier, but Poirier is going after the money, so he's fighting Conor.
He said that,
yeah. So who else would have fought for the title if it wasn't going to be Chandler?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. It was offered to Dustin Poirier because he confirmed that on Ariel's show.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. In terms of that, if it's not going to be that, what Oliveira just sits around and waits for the winner.
I mean, what do you reckon Gaethje would have deserved that shot over thingy, Chandler?
Yeah, I think the Gaethje fight would have actually been interesting because Tony got beat by Gaethje and then obviously got absolutely dominated by Oliveira as well. Yeah. So them two could have fought, especially after both beating somebody who was a top contender for a long time. But I do think the fashion in which Chandler took out Dan Hooker in the last fight, I think that basically catapulted him to the top of the list because he came in against a guy who's known to be very durable, wiped him out in the first round straight away. And I think that is going to be the key to this fight for Chandler. I think
he has to be explosive, and Chandler is explosive.
I think he's a great wrestler, but obviously with Oliveira's submission game, I don't know if he's going to want to shoot as much. I think he's going to be very hesitant to shoot. But if the power that he's demonstrated in his hands in that last fight, especially, and looking back on a few of his Bellator ones, he's very explosive. So I think he can cause Oliveira some real problems on the feet. But then Oliveira's also got quick hands as well. So I think it's going to be speed versus power kind of dynamic going on in that fight.
Yeah, I feel like Oliveira proved how good his hands were against Ferguson. Like he was a lot quicker, a lot sharper. But like before Oliveira came to UFC, his last fight at Bellator was against Benson Henderson, which is like a UFC vet, like a great fighter, and he KO'd him. So and he's got a few more KOs on his record. Chandler has in recent times. So he's not just a wrestler. Like he obviously we've seen with Hooker, he can bang as well. So I feel like his explosiveness and his power might be a little bit too much for Oliveira, but Oliveira's jiu-jitsu is so good. He's like 3rd degree black belt. If he could get a submission on him, so it is a difficult fight to call.
I think the issue a lot of opponents have against Chandler is because they know his wrestling is so good, they're always hesitant about the takedown, which then opens them up for those big power shots. Because he does load up on them quite a bit as well sometimes, but I think that opens them up. Whereas Oliveira is not going to be concerned about being taken down. He's not going to worry about his shooting for him, so he's not going to drop his guard or anything. So I think with Oliveira, I think this could end up being a stand-up fight. I think the majority of it will be stand-up. And Oliveira does have quick hands. I was looking back through his highlights. He fought Nick Lentz in 2019, and he KO'd him. And that was a quick flush straight down the middle punch. So I think it is going to come down to speed versus power a lot in this fight. So it'll be an interesting one for sure.
Well, who would you predict if you had to? What are your thoughts?
This is a fucking hard one to predict. If I genuinely had to put
a pound
my money, if I had to, so if I had to put my savings on, basically, if I had to put a couple of quid on this, I'll chuck it on Oliveira. I'll chuck it on Oliveira because I think even if the fight gets to the ground, he's always got that danger of being able to submit opponents. And sometimes the submissions that the guy fucking comes out with and some of the transitions that he makes, the commentators don't even know how to commentate it. They don't even know what's going on until the fucking submission's locked in.
Joe Rogan's probably like, the other guy's safe now. He's in an all right position. Then he taps it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, fucking hell, if we got Cruz on that fight, he'll be like Chandler's just fucking rested whilst he's in a fucking armbar.
He's taking a break. Oh, shit.
But I think if I had to put money on, I'd put it on Oliveira. But it's going to be a very, very interesting fight again.
Okay.
Two very good fights on that card.
I'm glad that you actually did some research because I was struggling to say anything in that segment. But that's good. But I'm going to go back on to one of my specialist subjects again, the Diaz brothers. I'm talking about the younger one.
I thought you were going to talk about fucking Brighton, then. Inside joke. All right, carry on.
Yeah. Shout out
Mike.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so Nate Diaz, he was supposed to be on this card, so this would have been an amazing card. But for the first time in his career, I'm pretty sure he's actually delayed a fight, or he's never or he's never like pulled out of a fight. This is the first time. He hasn't pulled out. He's just put it back 4 weeks after. But to him, his mentality has always been, if you pull out, you lose. He said that to Poirier.
He said that to Poirier.
Yeah, you didn't make it to the fight, so you lost. But yeah, but the thing that worries me about this is that maybe it's actually quite a serious injury, but he doesn't want to fully pull out, so he's just giving himself like another 4 weeks. But he said it's a minor injury, but for him to even push it back,
pull out for a minor injury,
it might be a major injury, and that's going to affect his training. And then Leon he's already got all the advantages, so he might just even be in a better situation.
But also, do you think it might be to actually buy him some more training time? Because that fight came around quite quick for Nate, so this will give him some extra time to prepare, because he's not going in there against like a Pettis towards the back of his career. He's going in there against somebody who's on a big win streak, who wants to go and fight for the title. So maybe his coaches have probably advised him as well, like, we can do with the extra time training.
But normally that's not the only thing I think about. That's not normally his mindset, is it? He's normally just to get in there, don't pull out and shit like that.
I genuinely think if he loses to Edwards now, he's probably got one more fight, maybe against Masvidal, that kind of trilogy somewhere down the line. Other than that, he might as well go fight Jake Paul. Honest, he's got that.
But he's got a few options, but I don't think they're. When a fighter starts losing, those options become less and less enticing. Like,
that's it.
Like he loses, Conor loses. Okay, like the build up will be good and stuff, and people will watch that because everyone loves that build up. Conor and Diaz.
Imagine if they're both coming off wins in their fight, then it magnifies.
It magnifies it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And apparently Diaz only got one fight left on his contract, so he's got this one and then one more. So I think he might be, if he loses both, we'll never hear from him again, which is a shame. But.
Yeah. You could sign up to Strip Chat. he might join his brother in that venture. So.
You know what? If they're teaching self-defense on Strip Chat, I'm going to get on there. I don't really care.
You want to go on there so you could fucking strip for them, man. That's why you want to go on there.
Trust me, I'm telling you now, the Diaz conditioning, Diaz fast conditioning program is going to be a bestseller.
And Conor take the piss out of him and say it's called Diaz Slow training program. I'm sure that's what he said.
Yeah, but I kind of can't talk about conditioning, man. I don't know why he has a conditioning program.
Nah.
But yeah, is there any other points that you had that we haven't discussed? What about the Weidman thing? The leg break. Did you see that? You didn't see it, did you?
I did. I fucking wish I didn't see it. It was fucking horrible, man.
Yeah.
I think the worst part was not the fucking break, was the fact he stepped back on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that made me nearly sick, man. It was horrible.
But I watched he did an interview with Ariel recently, and when he threw that leg kick, he thought it was a really good leg kick, because he was like thinking he can't take many more of those, because it sounded like it was a hard leg kick, but the sound was from the snap. But he said he's probably going to be out like 6 to 12 months, and it's hard. You can't really be the same.
6 months is fucking optimistic, man. I think he'll out for a year, probably. Yeah,
I think 6 months, just like back walking, a little bit of training, but probably like 6 to 12 months. And then the thing is, like, the psychological impact.
He's later on in his career as well.
Yeah. He's done well though. Like he held the middleweight champ, the title, like defended it like 3-4 times. He just got nothing to prove really, and I think he ain't gonna really get the title shot again now. So he might as well sack it.
Yeah, if it's just financial, I just think just sack it off. But obviously, we don't know. It's that contention in it about how much fighters actually get paid and stuff. So, but then surely, when you're a title holder, you get like pay per view and shit. Yeah. So,
but yeah.
Anyway, I think we'll fucking wrap it up there, because
how long are we going for?
Fuck. I don't even know.
It didn't tell you, does it?
Too long, man. Let's have a look. I think we've been on for 45 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no one's watching at this point now.
If
you haven't already, guys, fucking like and subscribe if you're still watching. If you're still alive after that boring chat.
Yeah. All right, cool, Sonny. Nice one.
All right.
In a bit. Bye.